What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside He Only Does Everything, Colin Moriarty.
Hello.
You're back.
I am.
1 week without you, you're gone.
Yep, now I'm back.
Now, Fredo sat in that chair. He made it more handsome. So you've got to make sure. I'm sure it's going to rub off on you. You're going to look even better.
I'm not a bad-looking young man.
But I don't think anyone at this table can claim to be more handsome than
Alfredo
Fredo.
felt smarter in that chair, Colin.
He did.
He said it himself.
He did.
Well, hopefully some of his handsomeness rubs off on me since I'm fucking apparently a troll. According to Greg. It's good to be back.
You're not a troll.
Oh, you're drinking out of your little glass.
My slime glass?
Yeah, your little slime glass there.
Why does it jiggle back and forth?
That's how they
It's a slime.
That's how they do it. Shut your computer, will you, please? Is that okay? Is it okay to do a show?
Whose computer is it?
That's mine.
I don't know. I'm blaming you.
That noise sounds like my bedroom in high school when I just leave my computer on all day.
My favorite thing about that noise is that I have songs on burned CDs from college still, and you'll hear that there'll be sound effects like the all the things she said, all the things she said, all the
Tattoo?
Yeah, that's the one. There's totally it's just like all the things she said, like the door closing.
Wait, do we hit the milestone
references.
with the having to leave people's voicemails?
Yes. Well, that wasn't a milestone. That's a perk.
Oh, it's a perk. I'm super excited about that.
I'm glad you're following this Patreon stuff over here. The producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hey everyone. Hopefully today's episode is brighter and more vibrant.
Yeah,
than last week's.
we a lot of people in the comments on last week's episode, understandably so, asking why it was so dark.
Right.
We got the new camera because of the Patreon stuff. We're learning how to use it.
Learning how to use it. I'm not crazy technically adept with this particular model because it's a pretty new camera. So I'm trying to figure it out. Please tweet at me or let us know in the comments if this looks better or worse or the same. I don't think it will look the same.
It does not look the same. It's not going to look the same.
It should be significantly brighter. And
just make sure we don't look
more
like we're on the
vibrant.
surface of the sun is all I'm wondering. We're on white sandy beaches. It's all radiating back.
Well, we'll see.
be a
Do you
good
think I
beach.
compensated and it's way too bright?
I don't know. I don't think that TV's set for anything. I see that.
No,
That's Cheryl's
Cheryl's
monitor.
monitor is definitely not set for brightness and contrast.
No, so I don't think we have to worry about it too much.
But what are you gonna do?
And rounding out the fearsome foursome, none other than the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
Let him host indeed. How are you?
Good. I'm very good.
Are you?
I am well.
How are you with your hair today? You were worried earlier today it was too fluffy.
Yeah, it's pretty fluff.
Yeah, it's got
It's
some fluff
fluffier than
going
it's
on.
ever been.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm looking in the mirror right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
What's amazing is that your idea of too fluffy is like a 1% differential between not fluffy and too fluffy.
there's a big difference.
Kev, is there a big difference?
Kev shakes his head yes.
No, Kev
Of course,
said
everybody
no.
knows Kev. There's still...
Kev says no.
I can't see Kev right now. He's behind a wall. There's a big difference.
No, it's not.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Game Over Greggy show is simple. Each week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. What we do is talk it out for you. If you like that, you can go get us at a number of places because a new show posts every Friday on kindoffunny.com. While you're there, you can buy the episode. You can support us on Patreon. You can buy t-shirts. If you don't want to give us any money, that's fine. All the videos go up over on youtube.com/kindoffunny the next week, Monday through Friday, for your enjoyment. Tim,
Yes.
where are we with iTunes? People continue
With
to ask me
iTunes,
about
yes.
this.
So it's happening. iTunes again is a process. I said this I think last week.
Last week
but
you did say this.
Yeah, it's a process. We're still moving with that process. There's a lot of approvals. There's a lot of like uploading limits. So it's like we're trying to upload the whole back catalog. A lot of people are asking about that too.
I didn't know this.
It's just like, oh, are we gonna get the old episodes? Yes, everything will be there. You can get
free.
them all for free.
All right,
so it's
great.
gonna be really fun. But that requires a lot of things because like a lot of the SoundCloud and Bandcamp and all that stuff. There's limits to like how much you can upload, and we want to give you the high quality, good shit.
The good shit. That good shit.
Some of that good shit. Exactly. So it's coming. If I had to put an estimation on it, which I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to say early October, which sounds far out, but that's just the way things go.
You can't
Far
blame
out,
them.
man.
It's literally a week
It does
from
sound far out.
Yeah.
It's only a week from now.
Oh, okay.
Not that far out.
Yeah. That's where we're starting all the Patreon perks we've talked about before.
Yes.
I've been emailing patrons nonstop, so there you go. Now, here's the thing, Nick. When we relaunched Kind of Funny, you made a website,
I did.
kindoffunny.com.
I did.
When you did that, you included a thing where people could email us.
Yes.
We have a historic first email. It'll be the first and last of its kind.
Okay.
A girl named Anna.
Anna?
This one, not a girl named Anna will email us again. Spoilers.
Okay.
This girl wrote in because her boyfriend Ryan is a huge fan of the Game Over Greggy show.
Okay.
He wore his Scarpino Gettys T-shirt 2 days in a row.
Sweet.
Good.
That sounds kind of
See,
gross. But
no,
Anna's still
no,
with
no,
them.
no.
I'll tell you right now.
That's how you rock that shirt.
Here's the deal. When you are at the party, okay, sometimes the party
Doesn't stop.
doesn't stop. Okay? What are you going to do? You're going to go home and change? You can't go home and change.
Next
Because then you're going to miss some of the party, right? So that's my thing about this party, right? Is that it doesn't stop. It's not going to stop until 2016 when we take
Till
the White
6
House.
in the morning, at
Till
least.
6 in the morning.
Whatever happens first, 6 in the morning or 2016.
Right. Whichever one comes
Time
first.
paradox.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. They haven't figured that one out in science.
Okay, well, that was a bunch of nonsense. Anytime you talk about your presidential campaign, of course, go to districtalliance.com/kindafunny, buy your shirt. Anna wrote in asking what she should get him for a birthday. I was going to recommend t-shirts from our shop. They didn't have, obviously he bought them already.
Yeah.
So now I said we would call instead. The final time. Don't, it's too late now. She was the first person to ask for any kind of birthday thing. We're going to call Ryan right now, wish him a happy birthday. He doesn't know this is coming. He's only turning 20, so he's too young to be listening to this show to begin
That's
with.
an interesting age, 20, isn't it? You're just on
Is
the
it?
precipice.
You're like so close to being able to legally
You're a
drink?
grown-ass man, but you're not.
No, not at
What
all. You
happened
can't even
when I was 20?
What happened?
That became me.
Tim killed his first man when he was 20.
Oh my god.
Well, that's not going to
The surface of the sun! If you're listening to the audio MP3, one of our gels, as Nick calls them, just fell off the light.
I don't understand this vernacular, though, because it's clearly a solid.
Thank you. That's my thing. He said we're going to buy some gels on the way home. And I went, oh, and I thought they're going to buy a little canister and rub it on the light. And no, it's like cellophane. It's like it's just something your mom would wrap potato salad in.
It's a lot thicker than that. It's like a plasticky.
But you're making the case for why it's not gel, because if it's thicker, then how can it be gel? You have to melt it, and then maybe it'll be gel.
Why do they call it gel if it's not gel?
What's the deal with gel?
It's not gel. It doesn't gel with me.
Doesn't do anything.
How's it working
What's
over
the
there,
deal
Nick?
with rocks?
It's good. These lights for LEDs get surprisingly hot.
I thought you said they're not hot.
They're not supposed to be, but they're putting out heat like cray cray.
They're blinding the shit out of me.
See,
Yeah, this is-
looking right at him was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see what you're doing so I can be prepared.
I'm putting the gel back.
This is the great gel out of 2014. We got to be. We're the next shirt will be. I was there. I survived the great gel out of
been a good
2014. All right, everybody, like, subscribe, share, bye. No, we got to call
What's his name?
Ryan. Is his
Ryan.
name?
Last name. What's Ryan's last name?
We don't need to give that information out. I don't think that needs to be announced. anymore.
Ryan.
Just whisper it to me.
I don't know. It just.
Okay. That's
Anna's last name is S. She
Are we
doesn't
calling
even.
Anna or are we calling
We're calling Ryan.
Okay. Does
he
he know?
doesn't
Does he know we're calling?
He doesn't know we're calling.
Well, what happens if he doesn't pick up?
Then he fucked up. I actually like those when people went like on
When we
Beyond.
leave them voicemails?
Yeah. Oh man. All right, here
He's
we
just
go.
gonna call you back.
No, I star 6-7. That's what it is.
You ain't calling anyone back,
Star
son.
6-7, right? That's what
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
scared.
I'm excited.
All right, here we go.
Unless you
Make
call
sure you put the phone
911,
up to the
they'll
mic
find
so we
I
can
know
hear
how
him.
to fucking do this, Nick. Jesus.
Well, you messed up with Linda twice. I don't want to say anything.
Linda doesn't work there anymore because she got fucking fired.
Linda.
We're doing a meet and greet there actually this weekend. If you're listening to this before Saturday afternoon.
What, in Chicago?
Shut up. Yes. I'm gonna be there.
Hello.
Is this Ryan?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm watching Netflix with my girlfriend. Who's this?
What are you watching on Netflix?
Are
you watching-
Rock right now?
You should watch Death Note because Tim tells me it's really, really good.
Death Note?
Yeah, it's good. You should cue it up. This is Nick, by the way.
You can watch Cosmos, too.
That's Colin.
Don't watch Cosmos.
Watch
Nobody wants to watch
Cosmos.
Cosmos.
Let him watch Cosmos if he wants to watch Cosmos. For the love of God. Tim, I started watching Death Note, by the way. We have to talk about this after.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan. I'm Greg.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
You're the birth.
guys.
Yeah, no problem. Your Anna is the first person to ever reach out to kindafunny.com through the email address form and try to get a birthday anything. So that's why this happens. You're the only birthday call we'll ever make.
Gosh.
And many more.
Thanks for starting that call off incredibly awkwardly.
Are you
Greg.
guys recording right now?
Yeah, you're on the Game Over Greggy show right now.
I hope that's cool.
That's amazing.
You guys, thanks so much for working with me.
And
You
I
were
said,
the best,
And
Anna.
I said I'd call him, not you.
Don't speak.
Thanks.
You're ruining this moment for Ryan. What state are you in? Are you in the States?
I'm in Virginia. Yeah.
Oh, tobacco.
Yeah, I'm on the
What are you
other
wearing?
end. Dude, this is crazy. I don't know what to- First question.
He's got multiple questions. I didn't.
That's
That's
fine.
fine.
I didn't
That's fine.
anticipate this.
Yeah, I
We
thought
got
we'd
a whole
punch in and
20
get out.
minutes. It's fine.
How was Japan? I'm glad you made it back safe, Colin. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Did you enjoy Japan?
It was fun. Japan's an interesting place.
Okay.
We'll talk more about it on the episode of the
Oh.
Game Over
I
Greggy
really
show.
just listened to Podcast Beyond, so I don't know why I even need to ask that question.
Well, I think Colin's hinting that he's going to be talking about it more on this show, so I'm sure you'll get the real shit there. What really happened over there? What that
Yeah.
Destin Legary was eating that wasn't a black burger.
What's a black burger?
Well, thanks for listening to Podcast Beyond today.
I've never listened to one single solitary episode. I'm not about to start now.
All right, Ryan, you got any other questions?
I just want to say congratulations on the rebranding. I think the last time I checked, you were at like 12,000. Is that about?
Yeah, we're like 12.5 now. I think. Yeah, we're right up in there, all up in it.
Oh man,
Right up in there.
I don't know. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I watch the videos every day.
Well, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for all your support.
I'm sure y'all are annoyed with me tweeting out pictures of me wearing the damn shirt.
No, that's what we love. We love you wearing the damn
yeah.
shirt. You're doing a great job. I heard you wore the one for 2 days, so that's kind of gross. But
No,
whatever.
it's awesome.
It's not gross.
Just keep rocking that shirt.
Let me
man.
talk
We
to
make
him
more
about
than
why it's
one.
not- Let me talk to him about why it's not gross.
All right, hold on. Nick's gonna give you a speech here.
Now I already said, hey, this is Nick. In case you can't figure out from the tone of my voice, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Wearing that shirt you should wear it for 3 days, and here's why. Because the party does not stop after the first day, my friend. Sometimes it doesn't stop after the second day. Sometimes the party goes year round, and that's where you're at right now, and that's where I'm at, and that's where Tim Gettys is at, and that's why we're going
all the way
straight to the White House.
Woo!
16, everyone.
The problem is that I would need your shirt if I was gonna be.
Oh, he's wearing a Miller. Moriarty Miller. I set you up to fail.
I'm giving you back to Greg now.
You got to get out there and shake hands. That's not the way you treat.
Yeah, you got to kiss babies and take emails. Look at you didn't even answer this email. You set up the email form. I'm doing all the legwork here.
This is gonna be the easiest election ever to win.
No.
Oh my.
I might even not even run anymore. No, I'm running. You know
running.
why? 'Cause
Oh,
love
we're
doesn't
running.
give up. Love doesn't give up. No. Didn't give up on me. That's why I'm here.
All right, Ryan, we're gonna get to the show proper now, but thanks for having a birthday.
Oh man, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. We'll talk to you later.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Hug her nice.
Not.
Yeah.
Greg, that sounded gross.
I didn't mean it in a gross way, but it did sound gross. I just mean a
Why are
hug.
you talking to the back of your phone?
Because I want him projecting out the speaker to
It
this
sounds
thing.
good.
Damn right it does. I know what I'm doing.
This is why I listen. I just listen to you guys ramble every day.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of that this week. Don't worry. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Congratulations, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for
you.
everything.
Bye.
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 Now, what I was gonna ask him was, he said he was from Virginia, and I was gonna wonder, you know, Clips, the famous rappers from Virginia. They say one of their seminal words is, "I'm
Grinding.
from Virginia, where ain't shit to do but cook." And I was gonna ask him if that was true, but I was
They watch
afraid
30
he was-
Rock too.
Do you think in that context that cook means something different than what we think it means?
Because the next line is, let me see, "I'm from Virginia, where ain't shit to do but cook."
Meth,
Pack
meth,
it up,
meth.
charge it triple price. Fuck the books. I think is the next
Right.
the next line.
Okay, that could still be like a cookbook though.
Yeah. In Virginia, we smirked at the Simpson trial. Yeah, I guess the chase was wild, but what's the fuss about? Plenty of my partners feeling like OJ beat murder like that shit is okay. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
No, I
Do
mean,
you understand what I'm saying?
You're talking to the person who does not. I understand least at this table. Greg is. I mean, he just zoned
I
out.
love that
Some of those
record, by the
raps
way.
didn't even rhyme.
No.
They weren't even.
They
weren't
actually
even
do rhyme, people.
Turns of phrases. Tim,
Yes.
what's your topic?
So my topic is Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky.
Oh yeah. He's this YouTube phenomenon. Been making the rounds. I showed you guys this video that he put out this week. For you listeners at home, you've either seen this video or need to see this video.
I'm sure we've annotated to it
We'll put up
below.
a link.
Definitely.
We'll put up a link.
And annotated on Colin's face.
On Colin's face.
On Colin's face.
Right on Colin's face hole.
When you see Colin's face, you think of a little dick.
I gotta work out more.
What do you mean you gotta work
good,
out?
dude.
Courtney, I gotta get on that.
Courtney.
Yeah, he's my personal trainer from New Zealand. I haven't told this story.
Did I miss an episode? What are you talking about? Where did all that information just come from?
He's a fan of the show. He's a fan of the show. And
Yeah?
he reached out to me and he was like, you know, I think one of the like 5-6 episodes ago, I was maybe talking about how overweight I am and how unbelievably out of shape I am. And he reached out and he was like, hey, I'll put you on a workout regiment. And he sent it to me. I just have yet to do it.
you just didn't open the email.
No. I read
There's
the
an
email. I was like,
attachment.
oh, this makes sense. Sometimes he put a little terminology in there that I was like, I don't know what that means. So I Googled it and I found a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the workout. And I was like, that's intimidating.
P90X.
So you're
it's not.
So this guy, you said he's your personal trainer.
Yeah, he's my
You've
personal
never
trainer.
actually interfaced with him in real
No,
life.
not in a personal way.
You've never actually gone to the gym with this man.
No, we've
And you've never
met
trained
in person.
You've never actually trained.
No.
Now here's the question. It's an honest question.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's a man?
No.
It could just be Courtney is a girl.
That could be a girl.
Courtney's a
just-
boy's name though too.
I'm aware of that.
But
I'm
where-
just
where
wondering
is
how
New
much
Zealand?
information he has.
Oh,
this
no.
is the other thing. Are you sure this isn't the conversation that popped up?
So he's
That
European.
We had no idea where New Zealand was.
He did
all of us
mention
at this table
in
and
his-
every American watching.
In his first email, he did say that he was from New Zealand, that country above Germany or
Thank
whatever
you.
that wherever the hell you thought
Right,
it was.
right.
Yeah, because Greg thought it
But
was
I think
Denmark.
on that same episode, I was talking about how I
the Netherlands,
my stomach,
which
and
was
I-
once called Zealand.
It was. I don't know. I don't know that for sure. I didn't look up on Wikipedia. I think that same episode I was talking about my ongoing war with my stomach.
Yeah.
What's Portillo doing? Is
He's
he eating
he's
something?
checking out your gel bag over there that has no gels in
You
it.
can't just use gel for everything that is a piece of
I
equipment.
thought that's what.
That
What
is
I
the
don't even know what the
gel
hell.
bag.
What's the bag
That's
for?
the
then?
Chiron bag.
That's a Expendables bag from the 100 shoot that we did.
So what the
bought some,
fuck's
like,
in it?
It's clothespins and gaff tape
Oh, okay, that's cool.
and some audio
That
cables
doesn't
that
sound
I
like
need.
the Expendables.
Where's Chuck Norris?
It gets harder and harder every week. You know what I mean, Colin?
Yeah, I
Can we have a
understand
second?
completely what you're
So
saying.
so far
have a
we've told
second?
people to click on this and that there's a little Dicky video. What's the topic
Yes.
exactly?
Okay. Lil Dicky is the topic here. He put out a video called "Let Me Freak," and what I would like to propose to you guys is that it is as close to a perfect internet video as you can get.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
because it is hilarious. It's very relatable. Very well produced, and it reaches a ton of different people. Like a lot of people can relate to it, and I think those are 4 very key ingredients. So my questions to you guys are: what do you think of the video, and what do you think is required for a perfect internet video?
Okay. Seeing as how we make perfect internet videos every time,
That's all we do.
Debatable.
we know some. Yeah, no, we don't. I liked it a lot. I thought it went
Thanks
on
for
a
the
bit.
head nod, Kevin.
I
Kevin
went
was
a-
like this. Yeah.
What?
Kevin just gave us the yeah.
To what? That we make perfect internet
Yeah.
videos? Well, that's what Kev does. Everybody knows that.
Love you, Kevin.
We love you, Kevin. Also, by the way, remember last week I was like, oh, go to Patreon. You can tell Kevin insults to shout out at me. They sold out before the episode even went live. People had no idea really what they were buying exactly or what the
gosh,
story
yeah.
was. And they just bought. Anyways, I thought it went on a bit too long. I thought we dipped in the middle there. It was, but I liked the idea of he was singing, doing his raps and stuff, and then he'd break it down, and then it would just all break down because of something mundane happened, like the fight with the girlfriend about the email, where we've all had that thing where it's just like, I don't work in your office. I'm not familiar with
He's
these
like,
dynamics.
you should know that. And he's like, I don't. Why would I know that? I don't. I just watched the movie about a bee.
So I guess now from the Tim Gettys school of thought, if I was going to say what's wrong with it, knowing you, I would say it's too long. And now granted, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I missed it. I'm not up on the hip kids. There was no YouTube celebrity crossover where it was somebody we knew. You look at it and go, oh, cool, that guy's in it.
Yeah. No, he is that guy.
Okay.
He's the only one of those.
Oh, that's the other thing I was asking you. I was like, does this guy have other videos?
Okay, so here's a little more background on this. Now,
Finally, the little Dicky backstory.
The reason that for me, I don't think it is a perfect video is it is way too long. 5 minutes for YouTube video is insane. But the difference here, though, is this is actual music. There just happens to be a funny video to go along with it, and I think that's a big differential between a lot of YouTube videos where it's like if you're making a comedy song, you should make that like a comedy video. You should make it really short. But if you're making music and then you're just making something to match that,
Yeah.
you can be as long as you want.
Okay.
So he's trying to sell music. So that's why it being
Okay.
long isn't that big of a deal. To me, I thought the third act was a little like when they're old people.
Yeah.
It was less funny, but that was a build up. Because
Sure.
when he starts singing when he's
I don't know
old,
when he's like, I don't know if you're
throwing
aware,
away
but
the
you've been
shoes.
throwing away my shoes.
That was
That's
pretty good.
really funny.
there's such funny jokes throughout the whole thing that I think is just really good. Now the story of Lil Dicky, about a year ago, he puts out a video called Ex-Boyfriend. Did you guys see this?
No.
Okay. A lot of people did because in
Maybe.
24 hours it got 1 million views.
Okay.
Which is to this day a big deal, especially for an unknown guy completely.
Sure, coming out of left field.
He's not a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He's just a guy. It's a white Jewish kid, about my age. From the Bay Area, as far as I know, too.
Why aren't we hanging out with him? Why is
I
he
don't know.
here?
We should. You guys should
Little
tweet
Dicky,
him.
hit us up.
Tweet
Yeah.
Do you know
Lil
his
Dicky.
handle?
I'm gonna look. I'm pretty sure it's Lil Dicky.
I'm
Tweets.
on it. You keep telling your
Okay,
story.
cool.
LilDicky at AOL.com.
Little Dicky, a hotmail.
So he does this. He makes the video, and it's a super funny video. And the idea of that one is he is dating this like super hot chick, and he's super into her, but she's not having sex with him. And she
Is
finally
this the one we just watched?
no.
Okay.
She finally tells him that like they're gonna have sex this night, and then he's all excited for it. They go out for dinner, and she runs into her ex-boyfriend, the one person that she's ever had sex with. And then he sees him, and he's like a perfect god. Like this sucks. And he eventually sees his dick while they're peeing, and he's just like, uh-oh, his dick has abs. How can I match up to this?
That's amazing.
So the whole song's about him not being able to match up to it, and then spoilers at the very end, it's revealed that she went out with him, quote unquote, in 2nd grade. This is not the guy she had sex with. And he's like, oh, whatever. And then they went home and happily ever after.
Yay. Little Dicky, we want to have on the GameOverGreggy show.
Definitely.
If he's in the Bay Area, which I can't prove at the moment. His Twitter is Lil Dicky Tweets. LILDICKYTWEETS. If you're watching the video, I'm sorry I spelled out the words that were on the screen.
No, it's good for those listening at home, though. You're doing the right
I know,
thing.
I'm trying. So everybody tweeted him, say at Kinda Funny Vids or at GameOverGreggy, because at Kinda Funny Vids is getting off its feet still. It's still getting up off ground. At GameOverGreggy wants to collab and have you into his spare bedroom. That's what you say.
Yes.
And then link him to this video so he's not just...
He sounds like the type of guy I'd be down.
At
Anyway,
any point in that tweet, so you can put the word hard. You don't have to.
hard?
Yeah, just throw it in there.
Nick's
somewhere.
just trying to ruin it as
Hashtag
always.
hard.
Nick's
Oh.
trying to ruin what we do as
Well,
always.
I thought you were making a reference because his mixtape is called So Hard. Because
Oh,
he
well
goes.
then-
You
so
really
hard.
think that Nick
topical.
would have been on top of that
Don't know.
reference?
I don't know. Anyway, so he put out this mixtape a year ago when he released this viral video that went super viral, and then he was like, you know what? Like, I want to keep doing this, so we made a Kickstarter to like. He's like, hey, help me make more funny videos,
Sure.
and he was like, if you support me for the Kickstarter, I'm also going to make sure I do at least a new song every week, song or video every week for 5 months. So he did all of that, and now he's touring. Now he's doing all this stuff, and now this video is his first Vivo release. So
that's
I don't know
why.
in terms of record deals and all that stuff. I don't know where he's at, but he's getting bigger now, and I like it because we haven't seen a comedy rapper get big like this.
Since Eminem.
What about Lonely Island? Or do they
So
just...
see, that's the difference. Lonely Island makes comedy videos, that not comedy music. You know, well, there's something different.
There's a
about
difference.
it. Yeah,
There's a little bit of a difference, and I don't know what it is.
I don't either, but there is a difference.
Lil
And like,
Dicky.
when you listen to one of their songs versus his songs, it's like
I think they're very like
they're less
It's
musical.
just a different style. They're very slapsticky from the beginning. It's all about the gimmick of whatever the thing is. But their beats are hot too, and that's what I mean. Going back
That's
to kind
some
of the
hot
original
beats.
question of like what makes a a good internet video.
4 guys
If
in a
it's
table.
Yeah,
this table.
3 hours of us.
I don't know why anybody would make a video over 5 minutes. Here's our 45-minute conversation.
It's too long. Listen to me talk about cats for 20 minutes. I don't know why I sound like that. I never sound like that.
Can we make cats a topic one day?
Yeah.
It has to be when Chris Ostag visits.
He's got like 9. To me, I think that as far as the parody video goes, it's got to be a hot beat, and that's what this guy has. That's I think that he started from a good foundation of this is a hot beat. He's got a good sound when he actually raps, and he knows the moment to just kind of throw it off the rails for that comedic effect.
Yeah.
And then he comes back to it. Plus, he also does the thing that I think you have to really do is he's relatable, very very relatable. In that we've all been there. If you've ever dated, especially for some reason like the hot girl. She has so much control over you that she can make you wait whenever you want to do whatever you want. Like, I mean, you know, we've all been there. I'm not going to go too far into that topic. But yeah, I think the guy's super funny. And, I didn't mind that it was 5 minutes. You said sort of, you're like, oh, just don't worry about the end because it kind of goes downhill. But I thought there was a funny payout at the end.
It's totally worth watching.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching the whole thing. And it was well shot. And that's the other thing, too, is if you're going to make me wait like 5 minutes for something or sit through 5 minutes of content, it needs to be well shot. It needs to be thought out. It needs to look good. And what are you doing, Greg?
I'm mugging at the camera because this is well shot now and it looks good and it's going to go on for longer than 5
Jury's
minutes.
still out on that. We look like the freaking North Pole. on
Only
that
when the
monitor.
gel melts off the lens over there.
Anyway, kudos. I mean, to me, we had to rate. Are we rating? Are we reviewing this video? Are we going to give it a score?
Because I mean, I'd give this a 5 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a 95.
I was gonna go 8.5. Great.
I'm going 95.
8.5. So there's 1.5 points higher than this video.
I think if it would have been a little tighter, it would have been a 9.
Interesting.
It could have left me. That's the.
I'm
that's
grading on the
I
oration
feel
scale.
like-
It's hard. There's no room for error.
I feel like that's the one thing that Greg's trying to get across is that it didn't leave me wanting more. I didn't immediately want to click
Right.
on the next video. I was like, that's
Well,
I gotta
actually, I
love
did, I guess.
Little Dicky for a
That's
while.
so funny. Like when I first heard him with Ex-Boyfriend, I immediately was like, how can I get more music from him? Like, what other videos has he done?
See, I did do that. I did immediately go, where are more videos? So now I got to go find this other channel and find the ex-boyfriend video.
Yeah, I give it a 9.5. Solid.
Colin, what do you think? You're the one who's the most removed from the YouTubes in terms of like entertainment watching. You want your news from it, your politics.
Yeah. Well, I love hip hop, so the it doesn't surprise me that it's long. And I don't follow the mantra. Not that it matters. 'Cause I don't know anything about YouTube. That videos can be too long. I like long videos, especially if there's a payoff at the end, which there was. Just follows a traditional intro, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus kind of thing for any song. So it makes it fine for me. I thought it was really funny. What I like about rappers like him is that they often frustrate you because you want them to keep rhyming and then they don't rhyme, and like he'll rhyme just a little bit and then he'll stop and take it off the rails completely. And it takes a special kind of talent actually to do something like that, because following the cadence and staying within what they call the pocket of a
That's
beat,
a thing.
yeah, is like a beat. It's especially in rock,
Right.
and it's most pronounced in hard rock and rap rock because it's harder. But like Limp Bizkit's actually a great example of a band.
Limp Bizkit's
like,
in the house.
Not that a lot of people don't like them, but they make a pocket. Like, and what that is like if you think about it, like doom 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 doom, like something like that, and then it's like yeah, da 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 da. Like you're staying in the pocket and staying within it.
Okay.
And so that's a real musical term or whatever, and it's most pronounced in songs like that. But he doesn't stay in the pocket or even create one at all.
Yeah,
and
there's so many times where he just like jumps into it and will just start. His words will cross over to the next line, but without starting a new line. Especially when he's the whole like, the machine. You didn't check the machine. When he's just kind of talking.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I like that because it's frustrating and it's different. Because a lot of rappers too. I listen to a lot of hip hop is very predictable in the cadence and where they're gonna go. You might not know the words that are gonna happen, but you can actually predict the intonation of everything they're gonna say and how they're gonna get there. And of course, you can predict how long a verse is gonna be and stuff like that. In rap, it's very predictable, but I like that kind of stuff. It's different. It reminds me a lot of like, I don't know, like weird stuff like nerdcore rap in a way, like Two Skinny J's and like old stuff like that. They do kind of similar shit like that. So I like that. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really fun. I liked the third verse too. I didn't think it was too long at all. I thought it was actually quite entertaining and anxious to watch it again, actually, to kind of try to get more out of it. But yeah, I'd give it 95 probably. I think it's good length. Some things are too short. You know, like,
that's true.
Like even with like, I loved our Hunter Pence video. It was perfect. I actually thought it could, like, I would have wanted even more rap out of it. But I think that when you look at the metrics and you like follow the normal fucking ADD person out there that watches an internet video,
That's Tim and me.
Yeah. And it's me too in a sense, because I say that, but then I watch a video and I click off in 45 seconds. It was not interesting. So at least you want to hook them with the entire package right away. But I could have seen another verse for our Hunter Pence video, and you can see even him going into another verse.
Couldn't dealt with that.
Still can't eat
perfect.
pizza.
But you're coming at it from an inside perspective, right? Where we had to do like a lot of shooting just to get all that B-roll.
But even then, like Lonely Island, I do not want a 3-verse song from Lonely Island. I think that's the difference between Lonely Island and someone like Lil Dicky. I'm okay with 3 verses there because it's music. Lonely Island, give me one long verse. I'm happy with that.
I thought Dick in a Box had like 3 verses.
Yeah, Dick in a Box is more like an R&B song though.
Yeah, that was
Not
amazing.
Really a rap song.
I mean, I'm on a Boat is a good example of like actually they have multiple verses and choruses, but really tight.
But even then though, that multiple verses, it's 2 verses that I think it's 2 24s.
That's what I was saying. They're tighter verses. Than
Maybe that's where they come from though, because those guys want to make video, right? So Lonely Island came from video first.
Exactly.
And obviously, if you're gonna shoot with like who was the guy that shot with on the boat? Was it not
T-Pain?
T-Pain. I was gonna say T.I., but that's not right. You only have the day, right? I mean, it costs more money to make the song longer. Same thing we had with Hunter Pence, where it was like at a certain point we would have needed Hunter for more time, and we just couldn't get him for that. So,
Get him for the remix.
Oh my god, yeah,
The remix. Good lord.
they make it to the damn in the playoffs. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, but real quick, I just want to say that I think to me what makes it a 5 out of 5 or the perfect score is that I want to share it instantly. This is a video that I sent out an email to everyone like, guys, watch this. This is worth your time.
And I ignored it.
I know, but still, like there was a lot of people that didn't.
I know, but I'm just saying I fucked up. I wasn't saying I say it's still in my inbox that I need to watch it because there was 2 in there. There was another one.
There was 2. The other one's Epic Nerf War. Yeah, watch that video because that is also a perfect video.
Those guys are those guys that did Harry Potter versus lightsaber. Those guys are awesome.
They're good dudes.
That's one of those where I'm like, this is going on too long, but I am so into it.
Well, it gets better as it goes.
The Nerf War one, I actually had to skip ahead a little bit, but the Harry Potter versus lightsaber, that was amazing.
All right, so here's a question for you: where does Teddy Films fall on the spectrum?
That's Lonely Island completely.
Okay.
Like that's just parody music. They're making funny videos. They're not making music.
And Weird Al's making music.
No, Weird Al too is
parody videos.
Weird Al's parody video.
Okay.
Still, like
Weird Al started it. He started the parody music video.
And I think that's
well, he started the parody music.
Comedy.
He started making parody songs and selling them on a CD. That's why I'm asking.
Yoda, Y-O-D-A, Yoda. Remember when you did that one?
Yeah.
Well, I went to a swamp and then bar.
But one issue I did have with the Lil Dicky one is that There's a couple times where he has some swear words and like he says some things that like aren't exactly like PG-13. And my only problem, like that's not a problem from a music standpoint. That is a problem from a shareability viral video standpoint. And I think that's the one thing that he could have just not said that, and then it would be even more relatable to even more people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but at the same time, like there is something to be said for a well-placed expletive, right? Or a well-placed turn of phrase that they say. Like that's part of the reason why I liked the video and would have wanted to share it with my friends who are all in their 30s. Is it like, oh, it's that level of relatability. So it's impossible to make a piece of content that's going to apply to or appeal to every demographic. It's just not going to happen.
I get that, but I mean, like specifically, he said, "I touched the bitch's boob." Didn't need to say that.
That's true.
Yeah, like that's not
true.
a well-placed expletive. That's just like,
That's
he
true.
just not said that.
That's true.
But
He should have said he could have said any number of other words on Colin. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's hard.
see, we got to get him on the show so we can talk to him about it.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, he'll be here soon because you're tweeting at him right now. My topic. Shit that's gotta stop. Where I'm going with this one is recently in the comments on this very show with our very audience. Now, it could have been that they were using this to be facetious. They know that I hate it. Maybe not. We're going to be clear here so you can share this video with your friends, except for the ones who don't want to hear the word shit. The people were in the comments, and it was blah, 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 and Alfredo was on the show last week, and Alfredo's a handsome young gentleman. And Alfredo's there, and somebody's like, man, I didn't understand why he's such a ladies' man, but now that I see him, I do. ... No homo. Stop fucking saying no homo. That is, it just boggles my mind that that's a thing. And we've been open on this show. I've been open on this show a lot about learning, maturing and learning and getting outside. And I always talk about the fact that, in high school, we threw around gay like it was no big deal. Oh, that's so gay. I can't believe this happened. So gay, blah, blah, blah. Not meaning it's so homosexual that and then then you get to college and you meet gay people and they're like, whoa, you understand that's offensive, right? Like, I'm gay. What does that mean? And I'm like, well, I don't mean in the same sense. And it's not what you mean it is, blah, blah, blah. No homo. They're not using it in a terminology. They're using it in a very veiled way, implying that, first off, that homosexuality is wrong. Secondly, that that's a natural fucking reaction for a human being. That I'd be like, oh, Tim, you're really handsome today. And you'd immediately go, what, are you gay? Don't come on to me, gay guy. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I love everyone at this table. I talk to you guys all the time. I love you. I don't have to, at the end, go, no homo. I mean, get over it. I don't understand what we're talking about. Where have we moved to as a society? That we are here saying that we have to end sentences with no homo for people not to compliment each other. You know what I mean? We're so afraid of loving each other and saying this. This, of course, goes back to the whole Emma Watson thing that she just did at the UN. His for her. Right,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
That's
where
right.
she's talking about, that feminism isn't about the bringing women up. It's about making it even. That it's about that boys should be able to cry and girls should be able to be as strong as they want and all these different things. It's all wrapped up in the same thing. Just get over yourselves on this one. What are we talking about anymore? No homo.
See, I think with the no homo thing, I think that majority of the time it's coming from a good place. Like they don't mean to be coming across the way that they do.
They think it's okay. Yeah,
They think it's funny. I don't think that they mean it to be like, fuck gay people. I think they're saying it just because it's like it's funny to them because society has taught them that's funny. Like that saying no homo is funny. And like how the whole wherever no homo came from, like I know it from like rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they
That's where
say
it
it
came.
in like Cameron and all the whole Dipset shit, right? Like they do it and it was like it was a joke. You know what I mean? They say shit and they'd say it and like I think that people kind of took that and like just ran with that without thinking of the implications.
I think people use it in the
It's
vernacular now, not thinking it's a joke, thinking it's an okay thing to tack on.
Well, I think like the way that guy said it, he meant it as a joke. It's not a funny joke, but like he didn't mean that as an anti-gay thing.
Sure, no, I understand his intentions weren't anti-gay. I'm just thinking his intentions were rooted in. But I have to add something to this, and maybe not this one case, but for sure, out of the number of times I've seen this, and I try to stamp it down as fast as I can. I'm sure there's people who are doing it thinking that they do have to say this. Otherwise, I'm going to read the comment and go, can't believe this gay guy's coming on to me in the comments of my YouTube video.
Yeah.
If you're a gay guy, you are welcome to come on to me in the comments of the YouTube video. I welcome your
Greg, no
comments.
gay guy's gonna come on to you.
What are you talking about?
No offense.
I'm a good-looking fella.
You are good. Actually, I bet if people knew how tall you were, you'd get more people coming on to you.
Really? You think that's what's holding me back in terms of being more desirable to both sexes?
People.
Well, first of all, everyone thinks I'm astronomically short because I sit next to you, and there's a
You
huge
say
height
things
differential.
like that constantly.
And once
do.
in a while,
Well, I'm a
there is a
little short.
comment that he's kind of short, especially in the photos, the promo photos we took.
I had to up myself in those.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people still say I look tall on them.
You're very tall in them.
That's why nobody fucks with me, and probably why nobody comes on to me either way.
It's true.
Also, they know Steimer would close
When they
their eyes
see you,
out.
though, yeah, Steimer's she's a wild one.
So I want to know what other shit needs to stop, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be one of a principled stand like mine. It can be the fact that another thing: onions need to stop coming on things. Onions should be. Onions
are coming on shit?
I heard that so wrong. That was,
I didn't know onions could
I
come.
was like that. The image in my mind was just broke my brain.
I like that that's what y'all jump to with a fucking vegetable. Onions need to stop being mandatory and included on everything. Onions need to move. There's a Greg way about this. Onions need to be optional on everything.
Yeah.
They should. I should have
good
to.
call.
I should have to ask you to put the onion on anything because you might say,
harsh vegetable.
big deal. You don't want it on your burger. You don't want it in your salad. You just pick it off. You literally. This is an onion. And I do this. This hand smells like onion the rest of the fucking day.
Yeah.
No matter
You're
how much
stuck
I
with
wash, no matter how soap, it's happening.
baby.
You know what? I don't like smelling onions, and that's my right as an American.
I'll tell you one thing I want to stop. Don't try to upsell me on anything at Starbucks. I know what I want at Starbucks. Okay, I don't need
This is what's got your goat.
This gets me. There's two things at Starbucks that get me every time.
Two things.
The assumption that I want sweetener in my venti iced coffee.
Oh, they've done that to me. Where I'll make a venti iced coffee
What did
black.
but you didn't say unsweetened, and I'm like, it's coffee.
Yeah.
I should say I want it sweetened if I
But
want it
it's
sweetened.
Starbucks coffee. See, I'm on the other end with you on this. Like, you should know what you're getting when you get the
I do.
Starbucks iced
When
coffee.
I
So
say-
you know, you asked for the
I
unsweetened.
say I want
so
a
you're
venti,
good.
I
iced
didn't.
venti unsweetened iced coffee.
I like my coffee black. First off, this is another thing that needs to stop. I'll go into Ironside across the street. Yeah, can I get a coffee black? Great. Do you want room for cream? No, motherfucker. What did I just say?
want black.
I gave you all the fucking information to end this conversation.
Well, no, in their defense, sometimes people ask for room for cream just to have the extra room if they're carrying it back so it doesn't spill over.
Here's what's gonna happen. If somebody walks up and says, "Can I get a coffee black?" and you give them the black coffee and they go, "There's no room for cream in this," say, "Excuse me," take it back, throw their fucking face.
As hard as you can.
Here's what's gonna happen.
That should be a fucking rule of society.
Please
all right,
don't do that,
just like when
anyone.
I say I want a black iced coffee and it's somehow it's only happened once. Where it came and I was like, no, it was. Oh, you guys weren't with me actually. I was looking around for help here. It was at PAX this year, PAX Prime. I went there, I got it, and I turned back and I went back and I'm like, nope, said black because it was disgusting. I've never had it sweetened. It was horrible.
Yeah, it's really gross. And, there's just tons of calories.
You
in it.
want
That's
black
sweetening's terrible.
coffee, like you.
Yeah, it's like black tar. It just makes me run. I think about it.
Oh, black tar
sometimes.
makes you run?
Yeah, chase the snake, Tim.
Black tar heroin?
Whoa.
Wow.
Chase
Chasing a
the
snake or a dragon?
What's
Dragon.
number two, Nick?
Yeah.
I don't do drugs.
The second one at Starbucks that it doesn't happen all the time because traditionally they're really good about, especially since you go in like 4 or 5 times, people know you. They're like same thing. Great.
A day?
But every once in a while, yeah, I do. Don't tell my wife that. Every once in a while, I will go in and go, can I get a venti iced coffee unsweetened? And they'll go, do you want to try whatever the new thing is that
Yeah.
they're trying to get me to
The
try to pay more
Refresh-A?
money?
The Trenta
You
liter.
want to try the cold drip? And I'm like, no. It's 8:00 in the morning. I just want you to give me my coffee that I'm paying $3 for, and like get me out the door as fast as possible. And not to go off on a rant on Starbucks, but they used to pour the iced drinks first. They would do it out
skip
of
the line.
order. They called it out of order drink, iced coffee, whatever. They walk over, pour it, and then put it right on the little window thing, the little opening. Then some Starbucks person, some VP at Starbucks was like, no, we have to have equality with all these drinks. So
Thanks,
now
Obama.
my drink has to sit. Sometimes they back up so far that mine has to sit like on top of the barista machine. So that there's this cascade of like iced drinks that are waiting behind your Trenti mocha, two whip frappuccino double pump thing that takes someone like, they got to bring out like extra people to make this drink. There's 8 people pressing. And then there's always the one guy. There was literally a guy the other day that got pissed at the barista because he didn't pour the shot of espresso into the drink fast enough, and it ruined ruins the acidity of the espresso. And I was like, dude, they brew the coffee, they chill the coffee, they pour it in a cup, they give it to me with some ice, and they charge me $3. I just want that experience as fast as humanly possible to get me out the door.
Yeah.
That's it. Is that hard to ask for? It's $3. We only charge $1 for this podcast. It's 2 hours worth of premium entertainment.
Right. Maybe more if you download it off as a video.
Yeah.
On Vimeo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
What don't you guys like? What shit needs to stop?
2 things. I'm tired of going around the world. Okay, tired of going around the world and having this incessant fear that there is mustard on my fucking cheeseburger.
Wow.
Enough with the mustard
Who puts
on
mustard
the
on a
burgers.
cheeseburger?
I'm sick of this shit. Everyone does it everywhere except for the tri-state area where we aren't fucking crazy and put mustard on cheeseburgers. Don't do that anymore.
Because mustard
I'm
and
sick
cheese
of,
doesn't go well.
No,
It's
I'm
Have
sick
you
of
never had a McDonald's cheeseburger? How is this news to you?
No, I mean, I haven't had McDonald's. I remember the ketchup on McDonald's cheeseburgers. I don't remember.
They have one
mustard.
thing, they go, poof, and they both come out. It's
Really?
delicious. Yeah. Am I wrong?
I don't count.
There is mustard.
Oh,
there is
there's mustard. I didn't know it was one thing though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's like, it's a two thing. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
put together. They got a whole system.
Gotta shave those like that. I'm sick of this. It's gross. Mustard doesn't belong on fucking anything. Nonetheless, cheeseburgers, and I'm sick of walking about. But there's another thing that's even more egregious to me. The iPhone 6.
Oh.
Steimer
Here
has
we
the
go.
iPhone 6,
Here we go.
and then there's the 6 Plus, whatever.
Yeah.
Why are these phones so fucking big?
They're big. They're big.
The
I just
great
saw
thing
the
about
6.
iPhones compared to Android devices like the Note and stuff like that was that they weren't comically big cell phones.
Yeah.
You could have a cell phone that is a normal person's size and hold the phone and put it in your actual pocket and not look like you're talking into a fucking iPad attached to your face. And it's the only piece of technology that for some reason we just wanted to get bigger. Now,
Yeah.
oh, just make this phone much bigger than it was.
I think that's because, I mean, obviously it's marketing, right? They have nothing left to do with cell phone technology other than make it bigger. I actually went out to the Apple Store. I was at Apple Store in Palo Alto last weekend just to see the difference between the 6 and the Plus. And the Plus is huge to the point where I carry my phone in my back pocket. That's where I carry it. And it sticks out
Take note,
like
pickpockets.
it sticks out like a good inch and a half from my back pocket. It's big. Now, it's not crazy big to the point where I wouldn't consider buying it because I read a lot on my iPhone. Like, I don't have an iPad, and so I read a lot on it. Like, I'll read anything, books, scripts, whatever, doesn't matter. But still, to this day, I don't know. I mean, Tim, you're gonna get one, right?
I mean, this is a really tough decision for me. This is the type of hard things that Tim Gettys needs to deal with. But
Hashtag
like, man,
Tim Gettys life.
Hashtag
I've been so
iPhone,
stressed out
hashtag
lately
Plus.
over the 6 or the 6 Plus. Like, I just don't know.
Listen, let me make it easy for you. If you come into this house with the 6 Plus, you're never going to be allowed back in this apartment
You're gonna
again.
get thrown out, buddy.
All right?
I
don't want you walking
to
around
like it.
using a phone like this on your fucking face. Okay? Enough's enough with this shit.
Here's my thing with the 6 and the 6 Plus is that first off, I have a 5, regular old 5, not a 5S. I love my 5, still works great. I have no desire to go throw down more money. If I make the jump to one day, or whatever, the iPhone 7, right, when I'm ready to do something else, my thought process on it, you're talking about holding it to your head, right? I never talk on my phone. I avoid phone calls like the best I can. But when I do, I use a headset. I use the earbuds. So then, what I use my phone for, of course, is Twitter, is photos, is Instagram, is Reddit, all these different things where I can understand where a screen being bigger would be more appealing. It's not appealing enough for me to run out right now, right? The camera. What are you getting ready to do?
Nothing.
You got a grin. The phone's out of the condom. Something's about to pop off. Another visual aid is happening. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't know. Like, I'm again not motivated to do it. Christine has been, using her phone nonstop since she got the new one. It does look nice. She'll sit there and watch YouTube. The quality of the screen's better, but it's also like It isn't?
No, the quality of the
It's just
6
bigger?
is the same.
It's just
This is
bigger.
why I'm having problems because the 6 feels better in my hand. I'm holding it I'm like, this feels good.
Yeah.
This is a nice big screen. Everything about this is awesome. But then I look over, I'm like, oh, but the 6 Plus is right there. It's bigger. I know it has a better screen. I know it has a better battery. I
That's a
want
good point,
that in my
too.
life.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, but I don't like how it feels.
How do you feel about them curving now in the legs? This has been the news story of the day.
Yeah, that's not good.
If they're so thin that people are you're
what
putting
did they
them
think was gonna
They're
happen?
putting them in their pockets and they're bending to people's like legs.
But then again, like
Warping.
there's other companies that are selling curved phones. So it's like, hey.
I just don't
Curve
understand.
yourself.
Like, take your phone out. This is
What
I'm
do you
still
have?
rocking a 4S.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is the perfect size.
You're insane.
God, he's like
you
a
are
huge
absolutely
blanket.
insane.
Yeah, he's really hot.
Like, so
warm. I
so-
gotta put you down, buddy.
Hold on for the camera. And for the listeners at home.
So the 4, obviously the smaller one is the 4. The 4S or whatever is a little thicker.
Good, you want
But even this is too big.
What's wrong?
No.
Like
You're
this
insane.
This
I
is
think mine's the right
this is the
size.
perfect size. Like, look at it. Just look at it. It's
No,
perfect.
that is
No,
fat
yours is
compared to this.
exactly. It's fat. Look at how much.
But you
skinnier
have
this
to
is.
hold something. See, this is the
No,
same
see,
way I
you
feel
have
about
to hold shit.
the Vita Slim. It reminds me of that. Like when I held Christine's phone, I didn't realize it was so thin. Like, I just want to take it and just fucking break it in half.
Yeah.
You know, like, it is so thin. I'm like, why is everything becoming thinner and bigger when we can just keep the same fatness? Look at that beautiful fatness.
No,
And we
this
can
is-
keep-
it's too fat.
This is awesome. The 5.
The 5 I think is great, and here's why. That doesn't have a 16:9 aspect ratio screen, which used to bug the hell out of me. We used to make content for that. It used to have to be like that weird aspect, like 956 by something random. This actually made everything uniform, which I like. I'm good. I would not get the plus. It's too big, Tim.
Dude.
It's gonna annoy you, and you're gonna break
It's not
it.
going to annoy me.
It's
I
gonna
can't
annoy
imagine
me
that-
when you
I
use
can't-
it. You're like, what?
I'm telling you, don't come in this farm with a 6 plus. But I agree. Like, I'm gonna probably go get a new phone finally, like relent,
Good.
and I'm gonna get the 5.
You
Good.
don't get the
Okay,
5.
that's
You
the,
get the
that's the
6.
thing though. The 5.
No, I'm
exists,
not- I
it's
am not
really
getting-
cheap, and the 5 is awesome.
I'm not getting.
Okay, so you don't have to make a move yet. They're not. They're not phasing out 5s.
No,
Colin
the
doesn't have
5
to
is
get.
part of the lineup.
Oh, great.
So
okay.
the thing, like you bringing up like that they're all too big. It's like no, well the 5's still there.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
part
the
of
5's
their.
5's
the
great. I
5S.
love
But
5's my
wait,
Wait,
favorite
no, the 5's
iPhone.
gone. The 5S is still part of their lineup.
But coming back to the essence of the question, the essence of it, what needs to stop is everyone copying each other in this tech race. Apple had their own really good thing going on, and then they looked at what was going on with the Android and the Galaxy and all these phones just becoming like I actually see some people on the train using some of these phones, and I can't help but like laugh at to myself. I'm like, why is this phone so big? It looks like a tablet. You know, I want everyone to tell the market that we don't want this shit, and we want
we
our
do.
phones to be just a
Love
little
it, though.
tighter, a little tighter.
It's a little
Like
tighter.
I agree, the 5s it's too big, but but that's about as big as I'd want to go. Think about the phones we used to have, and I'm not saying that they're comparable, but like think about the clamshell phones and all those kinds of
Motorola
things.
Razr.
Like they were small phones. Like we wanted small. You know, now the screen resolution is really important, and the things you're doing on the screen is important. But like, how big do you want the screen in your pocket? That's why I have an iPad.
As big as my pocket can fit.
I think people are asking for trouble. Obviously, like the phones are fucking bending and all sorts of shit now. Like
That's
they're
so
becoming.
weird.
It's not only because the phone's big. It's because it's super thin. Like I can't believe how thin it is. Don't you want something with a little heft?
See, that was a big deal for me. Was when I picked this up after using the 4S for so long. I was like, this thing feels like it's a toy. It feels like it's made out of plastic, which it is. Which ended up being really, really good because now I carry it around. I don't even know what's on me. That thing's a brick. Once you switch over, you're gonna be like, this is ridiculous.
This thing's
Made
weighing.
out
This
of
thing's
metal
weighing
and
me
glass.
down.
It's what?
Isn't it metal and glass?
This thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what they
Yeah.
made it out of.
No,
It just
'cause
felt.
the-
It felt like it was.
That's
a
the thing.
toy.
I disagree. I think to me,
Which
like,
it is.
These feel
I
solid,
don't know.
really, really solid.
Feel the
and
difference
nice.
between those, though. Like, put that in your hand. You'll see what I'm talking about. That
I
thing
know.
feels
This
like it's
feels-
got half. That feels like it's worth $700.
So does this.
I don't know. I've been really stubborn about getting a new phone because I like this. Like when I wanted to get a 5, and when Greg got one, and I'm like, it's bigger. I didn't know it was like it's bigger, and then a little. I'm like,
It's worth.
no,
the
I'm
5's
gonna
worth
stick
it,
with this.
though.
I'm gonna stick with this one.
Because
But
the 5
it's
you can
becoming a
still
little
do.
too much
You can
now.
still work with one hand if you're scrolling, looking at a website. But the freaking 6 Plus, you literally pick it up, and in order to do anything with it, you have to use your other hand. Like you can't do anything.
You can't
with
do the one-hand text?
No, because it's like this. Like you.
I haven't seen. I have not
hold it,
seen
you-
one in the
you-
wild.
I
yet.
saw
literally
I
have
saw
to
I
spread
saw them
your
in
fingers
Japan. They had them like all over the place, like people trying them, and I looked at them and I was like, Jesus Christ,
They're big.
it's huge. Stop. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna fucking mean it.
Yeah.
If Steve Jobs was still alive, that monstrosity would have never fucking come out.
Probably
and you
not.
know it because he liked tight, clean electronics. You know, it would have been a beautiful, more thin screen with a better resolution, but it would not have been that big. You know, this is a fucking reactionary move, and that's what I'm trying to say. Apple is making reactionary moves. It's a sign of a company that doesn't have a fucking new idea. The same thing with the watch, which they didn't invent either. You know, so I don't know.
The watch
I'm
might be
troubled
pretty
by it.
cool though. I'm not.
It's
gonna
very
lie.
cool. Do you need it?
No. But
You have
I
my
don't need an
favorite part of
iPhone
the
6
my favorite
either.
part of the watch is that you have to have the phone in your pocket to use it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
cool,
like,
though.
come on, guys, Jesus.
Tim,
yes.
what shit needs to stop?
Oh, there's a lot.
Oh God, you have
Yeah.
a list?
Wait,
I-
Tim, before we get to your list, I wanted to add another thing onto Colin's burger list, if you don't mind,
Go
or
for
rather
it.
take something away. I don't like when you go to a restaurant, one of these fancy places, and they give you the sweet pickles.
Nope. No, thank you.
Sweet pickles don't belong on anything.
Exactly.
Like bread and butter pickles.
See, I like
Throw
sweet
'em out
pickles,
the
but I
window.
want them next to the stuff.
Yeah, don't
I
put
like
them on
bread.
the
I
burger.
like bread and butter
No, on
pickles.
them
fucking-
later.
On your
Crazy.
hamburger?
Yeah, sure.
Dill pickle or bust.
Oh God, dill or nothing.
Dill,
man.
dill, garlic, dill or bust.
Yeah.
A little bit of onion.
No. I think we could come to. I would gladly forfeit the mustard if we can settle. There's no onion either. If both ships go down and they both have to be side items, I'm fine with that.
Listen, let me just be clear about the mustard, okay?
Yeah.
It's an abomination. and the fact that there are people around this world pretending that it's good is the more infuriating than the existence.
I don't mind mustard, but if you were to
love
say to me
mustard.
it's never going to be put on a burger again, it wouldn't bother me.
See, you're
I'd be
crazy.
fine
What
with
I
it.
do is I take the bun. I'll toast the bun when we make burgers here. I'll flip the bun over. I put down 4 pickle chips on each side of the bun. And then I take a thing of ketchup, squig it on one burger bun, on the other burger bun. Then I do mustard, same. I got 2 perfect. Sometimes I don't even put the burger in there. I just eat the bread, pickles, mustard, and ketchup because it's that good.
I've done that.
That's
I do the
insane.
same thing, but take out mustard and put in mayonnaise. And you get
Yeah, mayo and ketchup.
See, and I
No,
remember the
ketchup
first
is
time we
the
had a burger
business.
with mayonnaise, and I flipped out. Like, what is this? This is terrible. Fuck you, Wendy's.
I like mayonnaise.
Tim, give it to us.
Okay. This has been a long time coming,
Yeah.
guys.
Okay.
There's
got-
really a list?
Oh, Tim has lists for
Oh,
everything.
you don't. This is the list.
Don't give them
though.
all, because one day I
Oh,
want to do the list video.
I'm not giving up because yeah, there's gonna need to be sequels to this. But those fucking fake kitchen drawers that don't actually open. What's up with that? Fucking garbage can doors at like public places. How am I supposed to throw my garbage away and not let the garbage thing hit my
Yeah,
hand?
they're
What?
annoyingly designed.
Walking on broken escalators.
Oh, that's the worst.
Why are escalators
Fix
always
that
broken too?
shit.
What
Yeah,
about
come
the man,
on.
Bart
what about,
station's the
what about
worst.
the man mover where like the ones that the people movers?
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Like,
The
when you
moving
go to the
walkway.
airport where you're just like it's not moving.
I've
that's
never
annoying.
seen that. They
That's
always-
never happened for me. The
Really?
up and down ones, never good.
Really?
Never good. Just people that stop when there's no stop sign. That's usually me. Fuck me.
I do that a lot. Yeah.
The S block in Tetris. Who's ready for that? Nobody's ready for that. When you burn your tongue on pizza, then you have to like you're like.
I
what am
ruined
supposed
this
to do?
entire
Yeah,
meal.
but it's like I'm going to keep eating it even
So
though
wait,
it's really hot.
what's the solution for that last one? Do they just bring your pizza out a little colder?
No, it's just like self-restraint.
You could do a Long Island trick.
entirely into
Reverse
your
blow?
hands.
You could do a Long Island trick that some places do when they serve slices of pizza, which is put cold mozzarella on top of the pizza and then give it to you.
That's a good idea.
And that takes
How
care of
much?
it. Like a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring.
That's,
I'll,
that's pretty smart.
I like that.
Good. See, good for them. Long Island.
Long Island, man.
You're
I gotta
stopping
go
the
to
dumb
this.
shit.
I gotta go to this country.
So the one thing that really needs to stop is the chance of when you're trying to open the passenger door, when your friend is opening the non-passenger door, and it happens to be at the exact same time when it unlocks, you're opening it, so you can't open it.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why does that happen so often? It doesn't even make sense.
Can I
Oh,
throw one in too?
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll go for days. So
Because you just reminded me of one that I cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
These drawers that self-close in people's kitchens. Have you seen these drawers?
No.
So you shut the drawer and it goes all the way to the last inch and then closes itself. It's to keep cabinets and like drawers from slamming. And the first time you see these things, you're like, I don't understand why this won't close. This is the most annoying thing on the planet. You haven't seen this? You haven't have you?
No.
Oh my god! You go to shut the trash can and it goes. You go because you want to slam it, right? You just want to slam it shut. These things are anti-slam doors. So you go, and no matter how hard you push it, it goes.
well, see, that reminds me of just those stupid automatic van doors. Let me just close the
Yeah,
door.
a lot of
Yeah, that I
games.
This
hate.
whole
Come
weird
on.
They gotta
game.
stop.
I'm not
No, just
down
pull the
for that.
handle once and it'll go. Fuck off with
Come
this.
The most important one: don't ask for gum in front of other people. If you have a freaking
that's
pack
gotta
of
stop.
gum,
You
if
can't
you
do
want
that.
a pack of gum, I mean, if you have one, and I want some gum from you, Nick,
Hold on,
we're gonna
bro.
do some real sly shit. I'm gonna text you, be like, yo,
Same thing with smoking.
give me some gum or cigarettes, whatever. I'm sure.
Don't pull a pack of cigarettes out at a party or at a bar
It's a bad
Unless
call.
you want people to hang out
unless you want people to hang out with you.
fucking people at concerts just taping the whole thing.
on their phone.
Like, what's the point of this?
When are you going to go
This
back
is
and watch that
ridiculous.
15 minutes
And
set?
if you're doing it, make sure you at least freaking hold your camera horizontally.
Oh
None of
yeah,
this vertical
no,
bullshit.
this needs to stop.
Yeah.
Stop filming things like this, especially
Breaking news.
anything that's supposed to be important that's being shared with me. Don't do it. Film it like this. Fills the full frame of the sensor.
Just freaking people with clipboards on the street.
Oh, do you have a minute to save the environment?
Yeah, just fuck you.
No, I'm going to
You
Comic
know
Con.
what? I have a lot more, but I'm just gonna end with mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes are the worst.
They're important.
They need to stop.
Why? Because they spread West Nile virus?
Damn, he just got owned.
No, they're at the bottom of the food chain. you would affect the entire chain if you.
I think they're at
got
the
rid
top of the food chain for me.
Do you remember the Fat Joe song "What's Love"?
Of course.
What's love?
The Shanty?
Yeah. To lighten the mood, because West Nile was killing so many people, we would go West Nile whenever it was on the news.
It's about us.
It's about trust.
That's incredibly insensitive.
By the way, here's.
Oh, whatever. In the middle of Missouri, we had people going down. They were the West Nile was there. It was a real threat
That
for
was
us.
the epicenter. That was ground zero.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, I scrolled past.
Damn, that looks really good.
I
That's
would
the cold
yeah, we gotta
mozzarella.
do that.
I would crush
We
that.
gotta do that. Yeah, we gotta do that
Yeah,
too.
man.
Next time we should just get a thing of we get a pizza, we get a bag of mozzarella, we do it here, or wait till New York Comic Con. And you take me to a real
Well,
place.
you can't do it. They probably don't do it in the city. Very
Yeah,
much.
we gotta go somewhere cool. The Long Island place that'll change my life.
Ragtime?
Yeah.
We want to go all the way out to where I'm from. We could do it. We can get a car and fucking go.
I mean, I have no idea what any of that kind of stuff looks like on paper, so you'd have to explain.
It's about an hour drive.
I'd be willing to do it that night, the Sunday night before we head home. I head home. I don't know when you're heading. Nick,
Yo.
what's your topic?
My topic comes from Twitter.
From the community.
Community topic.
Everybody tweet your topics at Nick_Scarpino.
Just like Mr. Sly Guy into Sky.
Damn, that's a good
Says, I
name.
got a topic for you, dog. He didn't say dog. I threw that part in.
Dog.
Who is the greatest rapper on the mother effing planet? It's a good
A lot of
question,
rap
guys.
this week. I like that.
A lot of rap.
Feeling our roots.
This is a question I thought I'd open up to you guys. You guys know very well that I don't know music well at all. I don't, especially rap. Tim, every day, I ask you who sings a song or who does the song or where this song comes from, and you just
The
shake
answer
your
is
head
usually Nate Dogg.
and you laugh. But it is an interesting topic, and I'm interested to hear your guys' responses to it. So whoever wants to go first, go. Greg, who's your favorite?
Hey, well, I'm with you that I have bad taste in music and I don't know much about music. I always say that I love Weezer, Taylor Swift, and Damon. Those are the acts.
Damon Hatfield.
Yeah.
In that order?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good order.
That's a
Well,
good
no,
order.
I mean, yeah, no, that's right. Weezer's my favorite band still. Don't worry about that. Nothing's
T
changed.
Swift number 2.
Yeah, and then I mean, I don't know where you want to put the music of the TV show Nashville in that, because that's various artists doing different things. Well, when I talk about music though, I love strange music. When I talk about rap, I should say I love strange music right now. Tech Nine's label, obviously.
Yeah.
I love Tech Nine. Tech Nine, of course, another Midwest icon. Now, anytime you meet somebody, this is a pro tip to be in with anybody from specifically Kansas City. It can work in general Missouri because everybody knows Tech, but if it's from Kansas City, oh, you're from Kansas City. What about Tech Nine? They'll know Tech Nine. They'll light up that you know Tech Nine. This is my favorite story. I didn't tell the story. I've never told the story to you guys because none of you would normally give a shit. But it makes sense here.
No, we have
is that we were went up to PAX. There was an IGN meet and greet. I went there. Blah blah blah. I'm hanging out. I went down. I'm talking to a bunch of kids, and I look over and like we're all drinking beers or whatever. And this one guy has this drink that is various colors, and there's a piece of pineapple on it. I'm like, what are you drinking? And he goes, oh, it's Malibu in 151 rum. And I stop him. I go, is there pineapple juice in that? And he goes, you know Tech Nine? And he was drinking Caribou Lou, which is this drink Tech invented and sings about all the time. And they didn't have pineapple juice. So they had to put a pineapple slice on. Kid had 2 and fucking fell down blackout drunk. And so, like, there's like these, they're like, we always talk about it, like, the rappers you talk about and the music you always talk about, right? Where you're growing from that base. Tech is like that, and he's made it. Like, you know who Tech Nine is, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But like back when I was in college,
Just real quick thing.
Sure.
The day that Tech Nine and Tone Deaf actually make a song together, because it's been rumored for years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking lose my shit.
yeah, it's one of those things where even though Tech's big now, like it's still that thing where there's all these little call outs that like you have to like really know his music to, to spot a drink, to hear 2 ingredients, be like, that's Caribou Lou, isn't it? You know what I mean? And I brought Damon down, who's a huge Tech fan, and, from Kansas, obviously. And I'm like, Damon, this guy's drinking Caribou Lou. Damon's eyes lit up, and we all freaked out and like nerded out that we knew this. And so Tech's way up there, probably my favorite rapper. And then right below him, his new kid, the Ritz. I love Ritz.
You just showed me this Ritz kid.
The White Jesus, they call him. They call him White Jesus.
Appropriate.
I saw him up in Petaluma. Tech was there.
Petaluma.
Yeah.
We are the whitest people.
That was the funniest. Yeah, we went up to the.
My God.
Damon and I drove up to Petaluma to see Tech Nine and Ritz, and they go, oh yeah, and it was like his debut. Like he just signed with Strange, and his his first album was coming out. Now his second album's out. He's great. I love his stuff. He's really good. So everybody on Strange music I like a lot. But then again, like I said, Colin will be this textbook of rap and just like, oh, well, this reminds me of this one verse from whatever, and he just says the entire. He does the spoken word version, where it's like that doesn't sound like it rhymes, and he's like, oh, it rhymes when you actually hear it. I'm like, all right.
I like speaking rap verses because I think it's funny.
Colin,
Yeah.
who is the greatest rapper on the planet?
It's tough. I mean, I think rap today is a far cry from where it was in the early to mid 90s. My favorite rappers of all time are, I don't know, like I love De La Soul is probably like my favorite rap group. You know, Plug 1, Plug 2, Plug 3. I mean, they have a bunch of different names, the guys in the group, depending on the era. But De La's from Long Island, but they're very popular. And then their first few records, Balloon Mind State and Stakes is High. I mean, these are fucking seminal rap records. They're excellent, and obviously their contemporaries in Tribe, Q-Tip, and Fife. You know, these are untouchable rap groups that will never be beaten, as far as I'm concerned. But more contemporary stuff. I mean, like I've said, I'm really into Currency these days. I'm really into Bun B. I like rap with vocabulary, but I also like rap with like real hip hop, like a real hip hop slant, not like a more intellectual slant, not like a more nerdcore slant. The reason I love a guy like Currency is because he's a wordsmith, but he's not rapping about the same things that De La is rapping about. You know, he's rapping about like things that are I think a lot of rappers today are intentionally trying to be funny. And that's kind of like...
Unfortunately, don't think that's true.
I do. I think when you listen to...
Waka Flocka Flame?
I think when you listen to something like... Listen to like early Mike Jones or like...
Waka Flocka Flame.
We're old. Yeah.
I think if you listen to like Jeezy or Mike Jones or whatever, I think it's obvious that they're trying to be funny. I mean, that's like especially their early stuff. Like I think that's kind of like your hook with... Especially someone like Mike Jones who's not very good. Like you have to...
Who?
Mike Jones?
Who?
Oh, you're being... Oh, that's funny. That's good. That's good. I like that.
Can we just turn our mics off?
Yeah, I'm going to go to bed.
Good topic, Nick.
Damn it.
But, like, I don't know. So, I mean, it depends on the era. It depends on, like, the kind of hip-hop you're looking for, the kind of flavor you're looking for. I mean, I really, really, really love, like... And I hate to put it this way, but I love more, like, gangster rap. Like, I love that shit.
What's
like,
the best,
I think it's awesome.
What's the best decade for that, then? The 90s?
For, like, gangster rap that makes you laugh?
Just good, like, best gangster rap.
Probably the mid-90s is, like, the...
Yeah.
What do you
East Coast, West Coast rap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's like, I don't know if that was that's like I was listening to like even something like so mainstream and played out like Juicy, like the song's fucking awesome. Like no one's writing music like that anymore. No one's writing lyrics like that anymore. No one has a cadence like that anymore. No one
the cadence.
But like, well, that's everything. Like the intonation and like the way you curve through a verse is like really essential in the way like you're received as a rapper. I mean, think about someone like...
there was so many technical terms for rap. I thought people just kind of threw some words together.
Don't get out of the pocket.
I think there's
what
like...
did you just say? Swerve the curve?
No, like the way you like you swerve and begin like in the beginning of a verse where you find yourself at the end of the verse says a lot about a rapper and his talent. You know what I mean? Like what was I listening to lately? I was listening to like Jules Santana or something like bad.
Recently?
Yeah, like I like it was. It came up on my my Spotify and I was like. Because I actually like going back and listening to like older hip hop. There's some like great stuff. Maybe you listen to something like Shop Boys or something like really manufactured, and you're like, Jesus, like it like. But then you listen to someone like you listen to One Mic, like what a seminal like rap song, like early 2000s rap song, fucking brilliant rap song, with like deep lyrics and stuff like that, and where it begins and where it ends, and the build up and all that kind of stuff. Like you can in hip hop you can like really achieve like rock level emotion in a song. It's not easy. A lot of rappers don't do it, but you can do it. And so I get so fucking mad when people dismiss rap as like something that's not musical and something doesn't take any talent. It takes an immense amount of talent and it's very musical.
Still a thing?
Yeah, do you hear that?
Definitely.
I
remember growing up that like Tipper Gore was all pissed off. Like I thought by now we stomped that out and that's done.
No,
just like No Homo.
No.
We ended that 2 episodes ago of the GameOverGreggy show.
I tweet about rap all the time and I just tweet random rap lyrics. I love doing it. And people like are always like rap sucks or like this is like I'm like what are you talking about, like this stuff's when you look at the landscape of rock today and you look at the landscape of rap is much stronger. Rock sucks today. It's terrible. It's fucking awful. There's like very few bands like Young the Giant and like some random bands that are really doing good stuff today, and then there's a lot of rappers that are doing really good stuff. It's because it's I think a more accessible way to make music.
You don't need an instrument.
Exactly, and like the guys that make beats, like Scott Storch and all these guys, great producers, are making awesome beats that rappers then cling on to and make into their into their own kind of thing. I was listening to Problems Like What a few days ago, which is an exceptional song. If you like, and
who does that musical song?
I don't know who does that beat. That's like a kind of a half remake of an old song. It's not quite a remake.
Oh, they borrowed a beat from something?
Yeah, like even some of the lyrics are
Jacked.
borrowed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they beat jacked?
Yes.
Swerve the curve, beat jack, and in the pocket. That's what I've learned so far.
I'm
from
pretty
this
sure you
conversation.
invented Swerve the Curve.
Yeah, you
said to
invented
him,
Swerve the
"Did
Curve."
you just say Swerve the Curve?" And he said, "No, they swerve their lyrics." But you as soon as you finished your sentence, your question, you then were just like,
Well, and you have to understand that pocket is not a term that started with rap. It's just the one that resonates most for me with raps. Being in the pocket means, like in sheer musical terms, being in the pocket means that everyone's in sync. And that like they're feeding off of each other. Like that is the pocket. But when you have a pocket where like it leaves an opening, I mean, think about it. Like think about this, the visual of it being in the pocket.
I believe there's a Lucky Boy song that begins like they're talking a little bit, and he goes, "Let me get one right up here in the pocket." Is he using it in a musical term?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, what
What does that mean?
in
They're
the
playing
pocket
pool?
means
Yeah.
Well, it also there's a sexual variety of
Pocket.
getting
does that mean?
in the pocket.
The meat wallet?
Having sex, just vaginal penetration.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you
and
say
then-
that around when you're getting ready to record a song? That doesn't make any sense.
Or does it? I don't know. And then acting out of pocket is another thing.
What is that?
That's like when you're doing shit that's like,
Oh, you're
not
acting
cool.
a fool.
Yeah, acting full.
Okay.
Out of pocket.
Tim.
Anyway, yeah, going off on tangents. Sorry, going off on tangents with rap, but I love it. People underestimate how much I love hip hop. Like it's a special genre of music for sure.
Tim, who's your favorite rapper?
For me, it's not even about favorite rapper. This is about the greatest rapper and favorite, Tone Deaf. I've said it before on the show. I'll say it again many times on this show. He actually dropped a new EP today. You guys should check it out. Yeah. It's,
How are you even here? It's like a
honestly,
national holiday
this
for
is
you.
crazy for me. Yeah, no, it was like I was freaking out earlier listening to it. Listening to new Tone Deaf music is always an experience for me, and for many others.
Wait, is this the one
It's
that
really good.
he had advertised it? No.
No, this is not. That'll come one day. This is he's putting out 4 EPs that all turn into one album eventually when he releases the 4th one later. It's gonna be a very special time in everyone's lives. But he is hands down greatest rapper of all time. Like, period. When it comes to, if you're talking technical, like all the stuff you were talking about, spades. Like he can just do anything, any type of beat, he'll rock it just better than anyone else. Like he will say more things correctly in a verse than anyone else.
So he swerves the curve.
He swerves the curve. He swerves the curve very, very,
He's getting
very
the
well.
pocket swerve.
And you know, when a lot of people listen to him, he tends to rap fast, more than slow, in a lot of the songs. And a lot of people like pigeonhole him as like a fast rapper. It's not all he is. And like Tech Nine, similarly.
Yeah,
a lot of
Tech's
people are like, oh, he's just a fast rapper. It's like he's a lot more than just a fast rapper. And when you listen to what he's saying, he's actually saying stuff, which is a big difference between. So you're pretty much breaking it down to there's either the gangster stuff or the like deep intellectual De La Soul stuff. I hate dictionary rap. I hate it when it's just rappers that are just like saying quit complaining, I don't even get the shit that I'm saying. A couple of plays will explain. It's like, what you're just saying words that kind of rhyme and flow. You're not saying anything.
Right.
To me, Tone Deaf is the perfect example of he's saying something. There's layers to it. There's deeper meanings to everything. Like if you hear something and you're like, oh, it's probably a reference to something, it is. You know, and then the more you listen to it, eventually you're like, oh, I get what he's saying. And like there'll be things that I've heard from an album of his 10 years ago that like I'm like, oh man, I just get that. I'll call up my brother and I'll be like, dude, like I just figured out this line. He's like, oh shit, how did we not think about that? And it's like, that's what's crazy to me. Is
I
like,
love
it's
that
this
idea of you
cool-
and your brother are just at home trying to hatch
Dude.
lyrics. Like, what is it? Oh fuck!
Which is funny because you actually know tones. You could actually tweet at him. He probably might tweet you back like, "This is what I meant."
But see but that's the thing though. It's like he does all that stuff on purpose, and it's so meticulous. And he even came up with this thing called the flow notation system, so that when he writes music, he's not just like listening to the beat and writing music to it. It's like there is every syllable has its place, and like he knows exactly how he's saying it, so he can do the whole going out of pocket and like doing things correctly. And like when you hear him, like you earlier in the show, not in this topic, but you were mentioning that you can hear a rapper and you're like, I know exactly where he's going to go with this verse. You will never guess where Tone Deaf's going, ever. To the point that, and this is the weirdest compliment I can ever give, but whenever I first hear Tone Deaf music, I don't like it. I always hear it and I'm just like, oh, this isn't what I want. This is not how I want this to sound. This isn't how it should sound, whatever. And I keep listening to it and eventually I'm like,
that's not good. That reaction.
what's up? I know it's not.
Yeah.
But then eventually I'm just like, damn, this is really good. I get it. And it clicks. And I'm just like, damn, he just did something new. You know, he didn't just give me what I wanted.
Sure.
He gave me something new and now I want more of this. And the next time he does something totally different, I'm just like, fuck, I love this. And now I look back on the, decade that he's made music, and every single song is completely different. And he'll have some deep introspective stuff. He'll have a lot of comedy stuff that's hilarious. He'll have some just fast stuff, slow stuff, all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, holy shit. So Tone Deaf.
You're the king, Tone Deaf.
Best rapper alive.
Nice.
Follow him. I think for me, it's Snoop and Dre. And here's why. The other day, I really, really wanted to listen to the Chronic album, and it's not on Spotify. No matter how hard I try, no matter what song I search for, it is just
How hard
not
did you
there.
try?
Very hard.
Chronic.
Almost to the point.
Snoop Dogg.
It's been to the point where I've been trying to search for this album for like the last 2 months, and it just hasn't been on there.
How did you search for Snoop Dogg? How do you spell it?
Snoop D-O-double-G.
Thank you.
There you go. What D-O-double-G, you see? I was going to go into the rest of it, but I'm not going to. And I'm like, I know I own this CD, right? I've literally purchased the CD like twice, and I could have swore it was in my CD player. So I started going.
I've literally bought it twice.
Well, how many times have you bought a CD twice?
Dynamite Hack.
Why?
Because Dynamite Hack once gave its life to keep my car from burning down. I was driving. It was when
The band gave their life.
No, well, I had
You
driven.
were walking by, they're like, Greg, we'll save your car.
They would do that for me, I bet.
Okay.
No, but I was driving back from the bars with a friend who was drunk, and she was smoking in my car. But we were day drinking, so it was nice out, so the windows were down. And she did this thing where she flicked her cigarette out, and I didn't think anything of it. And then a few days later, I went back. I was like, "Where's my Dynamite Hack CD?" Oh, it's in the back. And I went back there and I pulled it out, and there was a hole melted into it.
Yeah.
And she had thrown her cigarette butt. It had come in and landed on the CD, and the CD kept my car from burning down.
Whoa.
And it's one of those crazy things. I remember my mom told the story of growing up that this guy came home with pizza once, and then 20 minutes later his car was on fire, and it was the same thing that he'd done it and flicked it. And she's like, "Never do that." I'm like, I'm never gonna smoke, so don't worry about it. And I never thought about giving someone else a ride home randomly and having them flick it and blow back in.
Yeah.
So I bought that album again.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I went searching for my album, couldn't find it, so I'm gonna probably have to break down and actually buy it on iTunes, which I don't mind. But I started searching through my 6-disc changer in my car, which if you guys have, do you have a CD changer in your car? No, you guys don't drive cars, right? You find some funny stuff in a 6-disc CD changer that you haven't, you just forgot about. I have not used this in 2 years. I'll give you 3 guesses as to which CD popped up first. Tim.
Eiffel 65.
No.
Because that was Alfredo's car. Alfredo's 6-disc changer is just the best.
That was 2. You got to get 2 more left. Give me 1 more.
The Macarena?
No, that's weird. Why would that be in there?
He just got the Macarena single on a disc.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you 1 hint. It was in sync.
Oh, okay, yeah. No strings attached.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was like, wow, that's so embarrassing. And I actually started making an excuse to no one as to why that was there. I was like, I don't know. Someone was and I was like, no one's listening to me. It doesn't matter.
Great jam. What do you care? Some good
It was
tunes.
good. It was turning my heart. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the thing. Like, I wasn't a huge hip hop fan. I would just hear whatever was at parties or whatever my friends would play for me. And of course, that sound, that West Coast rap sound of the '90s, just defined me in the '90s. Really, I heard it everywhere I went. So listening to that, listening to Snoop, listening to Dre, that just reminds me of my childhood, basically, which is crazy. Which is so funny because I never really. There's so many other things happening during that time period, right? And I don't know if they were the most commercial or not, but for some reason that's the only thing I remember. Just weird. I knew there was a rivalry happening. I just don't know what came out of the East Coast, which is
Nas. Who's that?
Puffy?
Guy?
I just didn't like that sound.
Biggie?
I like the West Coast sound.
All right. Colin,
Yes.
what's your topic?
Japan.
Japan.
Just came back from Japan. It's my second time there.
Was that Tim the Tool Man?
That was Tim. It was an interesting place to insert it.
Just kind of curious about folks' thoughts of Japan, if you've been there, if you haven't, and kind of what you think of it. Because Japan, I think, is a really unique place. It's very different than the United States.
Japanese.
It's very Japanese, believe it or not.
Few Japanese people in it.
But it's very. I kind of admire the society in many ways. Now it's a different kind of society. It's a society that's predicated on honor and there's Japan. There's virtually no violent crime in Japan, like at all. One of the things that struck us when we were in Makuhari, which is like kind of a suburb, we were staying out there because that's where TGS is. So we stayed a few days in Shibuya, which is where like the famous crosswalk is. It's also where the Persona 5 trailer takes place.
And a couple blocks
Tim,
away
it's-
from where Han died.
It's where Tokyo.
The world ends
Tokyo
with you.
Drift. They drift through that.
They do.
It's the world's
Slow-mo.
end with you too.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
DS game,
Yeah,
remember that
exactly.
RPG?
And so we stay there for a few days, and that's like really the center of Tokyo. And then we go out to Makuhari, which is like kind of like the suburbs. And we were walking just by this like huge mall, and there were just like 70 bikes outside of it. None of them locked up at all. Just like all just on there, not even leaning against anything or anything, just like on the kickstands, like just sitting out there. And it's like, and there was all these kids in the, in the food court or whatever eating, and I was just like, this place is just different. Like, there's just a trust
See,
that
I'd
I
just
really
be scared
admire.
that all of that is just part of some elaborate game show. Where it's like the first, like those bikes have been there for years, and the first person that touches one of those bikes is just going to get mobbed by like a million people.
That would be a
streamers.
really expensive game show to keep that going for that many times.
I mean,
For
dude.
6 years, they've been waiting.
Yeah. So I've never
Finally.
been to Japan. Like that's been one of the few places I'm interested in at some point seeing. When I was younger, I always wanted to go, but that's just because I'm a white boy that likes video games. So it's like, hey, I want to speak Japanese and know all this stuff. But it's always Japanese culture has been really interesting to me forever, and I just know it from I enjoy Japanese things a lot. So because of that, I feel like I would enjoy Japan. I like anime a lot. I like Tokyo Drift is my favorite Fast and Furious movie.
You like sushi?
It's not the best.
It's not the
Fast and
best.
Furious
It's
movie.
not the best.
Thank you.
Lord no.
Jesus Christ.
I do like sushi. I like sushi a lot.
Heart attack.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Big fan of Pokemon.
Side note: did I tell you I started watching Death Note?
You did.
We have not talked. Kevin knew
haven't.
this.
Okay. Well,
The other night, you guys texted me. You were in the neighborhood. And I was like, "No, I can't come out. I'm watching Death Note."
give me the sentence. Do you like it so
Awesome.
far? Good. Okay. Good.
Awesome.
Word.
Yeah. What do you want to sentence?
One word.
Sorry. Continue.
I'm a big fan of Japanese things. Japanese game shows specifically. I don't know what's happening, but I love
There's a lot of
watching them.
energy that comes
Yeah. A
with
lot
a
of
Japanese
energy.
game show. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only been to Japan a handful of times, I think, and only for TGS. So the experience tended to be a little bit repetitive, just because you go and you're tired, and then you get on a train and go to Shibuya or Shinjuku or Harajuku, which is the
Gwen Stefani thing, right?
yes, that's the Gwen Stefani. It's like the fashion district. It's cool though, man. It is so different. I mean, just there's a lot of different places in the United States, right? From going from California even to New York, it's going to be a totally different experience. This is on another planet, though. When you go, it is a completely and totally distinctly different culture. There are not a lot of crossovers in the way people interact with each other. We are very much, to what Colin was saying, in the States, we are a little bit more self-centered, I think, in the way we interact with each other than the Japanese are, where you'll go and there are a lot of things that these small sort of social graces that they'll pay each other that's just taught through every generation. For instance, I was standing on the right side of an escalator, and someone politely like tapped my shoulder. It was one of my friends. Was like, hey, you gotta move over a little bit because the right side is for passing and the left side is for people who want to just stand there and enjoy the elevator ride up or escalator ride up. Which, think about that for a second. When is the last time you saw someone, like a group of people, just stand to the left so that whoever was in a hurry could pass on the right?
Have you ever rode Bart, Nick?
What's that?
That is Bart.
No, but on every escalator you've ever been on, like go to the airport and tell me like you're gonna pass a person.
I mean, I'm saying like at Bart, that is escalators.
Sure. But like everywhere, like anywhere you
It's an
go,
unspoken rule.
It is an
Everybody knows
unspoken rule. So like just things like, I mean, yeah, other than a major metropolitan city in the United States, no,
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I never knew about it until I moved here.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy to talk to me. Like escalators are like it's a freaking
Free
Mad
for all.
Max. So it's
Just do whatever you
no
can.
holds barred.
Everybody
You're
stand
Those
Yeah,
things
there.
aren't working.
Same with the people mover, like the what the hell are those
People
things called?
mover.
What are they called?
Moving
default-
walkway. I
moving
said it the
walkway.
first time. You listen.
Same thing with those. Also, just it's trippy to say, but like where you're supposed to do things, like when I went to Japan, I used to smoke, obviously. And my first time we went to, I think it was Shinjuku. We stayed at the Park Hyatt, which is that place where they shot Lost in Translation, the bar scene.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome bar, overlooks like all of everything, except it was cloudy the day I went, so I saw nothing.
That's
Just a
good.
big gray mob. But I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and the guy was like, "Sorry, sir," and everyone's very, very nice. And he showed me where the place I was supposed to smoke in, which was the entrance to the Park Hyatt is abnormally small for a hotel that size. I mean, it is just like a tiny little walkway that goes and opens up into like their lobby. I was supposed to smoke right on the inside of that. So I'm sitting there smoking, and like children are sitting there waiting to get their room ready. And I'm like, this is the worst. This is not going to work for me. I don't like this, but that's where it is. They don't want you to litter. They don't want you to go outside. They don't want you to. I don't know. I couldn't figure out why, but that was where I was supposed to do it. That's where I did it. No one gave me any trouble. That's where it goes. And I think I told that story too when I was smoking on the street. You're not supposed to smoke in public. I think it's either in Tokyo or in all of Japan. It's illegal. I didn't know that. They have these mass like smoking areas that are like enclosed, and like you're supposed to go in there and smoke. I guess so no one else has to either breathe the smoke or see your cigarette butts everywhere. But I was being me. I was like, whatever, I want to smoke on the street. Walking down the street, a cop stops me, and he opens up a little coin, like what looks like a coin purse, and he's like, please. And I put the cigarette in. Like, I was very meticulous. I was like, are you sure you want me to do it? Because that thing looks like it's going to burn, bro. And I put it in, and he closed it, and he thanked me, and he went on his way. And that was like...
And now you're never allowed back in Japan.
Yeah, now I'm wanted.
Oh, it's so funny that the smoking culture there is really funny. I don't smoke cigarettes, but when I always talk about when I go to Las Vegas, I buy a pack of cigarettes because I just like smoking inside. So when I go to Japan, you can smoke inside anywhere you want. You can smoke in any restaurant. You can like smoke in any bar, and I just smoke all the time when I'm there. I was at a bar at the top of our hotel, just chain smoking cigarettes and drinking bourbon.
It's fun,
and I was like, "This is awesome."
It's bad for you. They don't do it.
You know, like this is just great. It's a society that is just super honor bound. There's and I really like that. Like I was talking to I saw Shuhei Yoshida when I was there, and
OSP,
and we were talking, and I'm like, I just feel I'm like I got to be honest with you, like I'm a little ashamed of my culture when I come here. Like it's not that hard to do what Japanese people do. All it takes is like a little bit of selflessness, you know?
Yeah.
Like they really don't fuck with each other. They don't get in each other's way. They don't disrespect each other. Now, Japan is so honor bound that the suicide rate is astronomical there compared to many Western countries. But there really is no violent crime. You know? Like
and they don't Oh, but guns are illegal in Japan, right?
Yeah, I mean cops have them, so but yeah, you can't. I don't think you can own just a gun like you can here. But beyond that, like they live by like a different code that I think like we can learn a lot from. And when the last few times I've been there, I realized like we can learn a lot from this particular society.
Oh, we absolutely can.
Isn't there a lot of rape over there, or is that just like something that is perpetuated by anime and stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, there's a culture of. I don't want to say perversion because I don't think that's really fair because there's a culture of perversion everywhere. But like it's definitely a more open. Like there's different sexual mores there. I want to say. But I don't know. I've never heard that in particular. But like, there's like a very hentai culture and stuff like that, and it's not that hard to find. But I also think that like people way overplay the perversion card over there. I don't really.
Yeah, I think it might just be one of those things where like because it is so vastly different than what we see, it's of course the like defining aspect of their perversions or their kink culture or their whatever. But it's just different. So I think it's a bad rap.
I don't think it's any different than what we have going on. I think the major thing that we have different here than there is that especially in Tokyo there's no space and they live in very confined spaces, so they're always outside, like like people are always meeting each other and hanging out. They're always dressed up nice, they're always going somewhere, which is why handheld gaming is so big there. And
they need the big phones.
Makes sense. And they do love Android over there. But
you would love there's a city called the Electronic City, Akihabara. You would love it. It's like building.
That's where you want to go. Yeah. Like what you're talking about, being the video game kid who wants to do it. Like that's what Akihabara is. Like there's always a pilgrimage for TGS, and then I think when we went there last year for Thanksgiving, we went there I think on 2 separate occasions and just bummed around going to video game stores, Super Potato, seeing everything there.
Yeah, Super Potato is like iconic.
Yeah, Super Potato.
Look, you go.
I think I actually went there.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I guarantee you did. It's like multiple floors of amazing classic video game stuff going up to current stuff.
That's cool.
And then you find little shops and you go in there and you'll ask them like we were on the hunt for Persona stuff while we were there, like Persona 4. Yep. And so like we'll go downstairs, and you go downstairs and it's just like wall to wall like anime figures and all this stuff. You're just digging through all these different things and trying to find all these. I mean, I love Japan. Japan's awesome like that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like international travel all that much, usually because of like screwing up your time schedule like really badly, right? Especially as much as we already travel for work and everything else. But like a trip to Japan, I'll jump at any time. Especially like last year when we went for fun and we're there for like 10 days. That was awesome, and that was like my first real vacation forever. Where I was like not checking anything. I was only there to have fun, only to do that, and to get to be in that city that long and hang out and see that much stuff and experience that much and eat that much food and go out and party and go to the robot restaurant. There's a whole Greg way up about that I'm sure we're linking to right now that you can go watch. I mean, it's awesome. It's such a great place. So different, so cool. People are so nice.
I like that in that you said so like Persona, like Persona 4.
There's multiple personas.
I know.
I wanted to make sure
But
we were looking for the
to
Rize
clarify,
stuff.
If you didn't know what Persona was, I'm talking about Persona 4.
I'm just everyone watching this I'm sure knows what Persona is. I'm just making sure we understood that I wasn't looking for the guy in the hat from Persona 3. We're looking for Rize.
And another thing that tripped me out, and they have these, I'm sure, in the United States somewhere. I'd never seen them before. It was like the arcade where everything's you sit down to play the cabinets, and not only you sit down, but you sit down like all the arcades. We have a couple at IGN where you sit to play instead of standing. So no, you don't stand. Like I went to the arcade, and I think we had gone to see like I think it was like a Tekken game that hadn't hit the States yet. But it was they had the cabinet.
4. Was it Tekken 4?
Yeah. Well, smart ass. And it's crazy because you go in there and the arcade culture is completely different. Like everyone's smoking and everyone's just.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just another way for me to smoke cigarettes.
Oh my god! They're all like, it's like a slot machine in Vegas where there's just like ashtray, you're smoking, you're just plunking quarters in, you're just playing games. And there's like multi-level, and they look like bars. It's crazy. Yeah, but you'd like it. You'd love Japan.
Yeah. We need to put it. We need to put a milestone up. That's Tim goes to Japan. We GameOverGreggy show in Japan.
That's to be a big milestone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge milestone.
Yeah, I just encourage traveling to Europe's fun, and obviously you should come, if you're not American, you should definitely come to the United States and experience what we have here. But I encourage everyone to get to Japan. It's just we can learn and pay attention when you're there. You can learn so much about patience and virtue and good things that we could use more of in the West.
Thanks, Ray.
By going over there and checking things out. And I clean. It's clean. No one litters. I remember if you really just pay attention when you're walking around, you'll see no litter.
You won't even see a trash
massive.
can.
That's the weird thing.
This is the weird thing. Not only is there no litter, there are no trash cans.
So people just keep the garbage on them?
You just keep the damn garbage on.
It's what I did the entire time. Every time, as soon as we hit the streets in the morning, I got a Boss coffee. Hot coffee out of a vending machine. It's amazing. Comes in a
vending
can.
machines are everywhere, by the way.
And they have all sorts of different stuff, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
But I'd finish the coffee, and then I'd be like, where do I put this? And it's nowhere, so you carry it because you don't want to be the one guy who litters. It's totally like an honor thing, right? Of I'm not going to fuck it up for everybody else.
Yeah, I think I carried and by the way, their idea of a venti, not a venti. Their sizes, their portion sizes are totally different than ours. So a venti would be like that's a venti, which is trippy. I carried a venti iced coffee cup around with me for, I swear to God, at least 8 hours looking for a trash can.
Well, you always do that, though.
Well, that's what started it. That's what started it.
Oh, shit, okay.
That's the origin of the Nick Scarpino venti iced coffee cup.
Yeah, trying to throw away trash is how I almost paralyzed myself in Japan. Because I was staying...
You hopping into a garden?
I was drunk. We came home drunk. And across the street from us, we were staying in the Korean town part. We were staying in the K-pop hotel. And across the street was a McDonald's.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, K-pop hotel. Every room was themed after a K-pop supergroup. We were in Girls' Generation.
You gotta go, man.
We were in Girls' Generation to make Clements happy. But again, we've covered it in this show. I'm a giant human being. So doorways aren't made for me in this place, right?
You're big.
So I have to get low. So I had this. The only thing open when we came home from the bars was this McDonald's across the way. So it's 24 hours. So we'd hit it up all the time. And came home, destroyed this food, and I have this giant bag of trash. There's no trash can that size in our room. So I'm I'll go throw it away out. So I went out. I went downstairs. I drop it off with the desk attendant. Thank him. Come upstairs, and then as I came through the doorway, I stood up too early, and I was drunk, so I stood up really fast and just slammed my head into the top of the door, and I went down. I was seeing stars. I'm on the ground against the wall. I finally got in the room, and I still couldn't open my eyes. And Christine's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know. There's a head on the thing." It hurt real bad.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then I had this gigantic lump on my head, so I was even taller. That's the GameOverGreggy show, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, you can get us over on kindafunny.com each and every Friday. We have a variety of ways. You can back us on Patreon. You get episodes early that way. You can go to the Vimeo. You can buy the episode early. You can go to the Bandcamp. You can buy the episode early. If you don't want to give us any money, that's totally cool, because over on youtube.com/kindafunny, we post it up topic by topic, day by day, starting the Monday after that Friday. You go through, everything's there. It's all there for free. You get to do it that way. You share it with your friends. You perpetuate the brand. You buy t-shirts at districtlines.com/kindafunny. All these links are available on kindafunny.com.
Or pants.
We need to get
pants now.
There's this girl I'll send Kevin the image to put in right here. This is a couple right here. They're a good-looking couple. As you see, they both bought the shirt. She has no pants.
She's wearing our shirt, though, with no pants.
She is clearly on her way to start the party, as you say. You're the party.
Greg, the party's already started. She's just on her way to it, man. You can't stop the party. It's already got started 3 weeks ago.
Cheetos.
That sounded like I didn't know what that was. I thought you'd been shot. Cheetos. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Until next week, we'll see you later.